Maxine Waters has struck again. The California Congresswoman has become a celebrity on the left lately for a willingness to say bizarre things that seem at times untethered from reality. She's a particular dislike, apparently, for HUD Secretary Ben Carson, weirdly. A month ago, she vowed to, paraphrasing here, take apart his rear end. Now she's vowing further harassment. Watch this.
Ben Carson, that's over HUD. He's got to come before my committee. If you think reclaiming my time that I did with the new to you, wait till Ben Carson.
So what exactly about Ben Carson makes Maxine Waters so mad? Is it HUD policies, or is it something else? Jumaane Williams is a New York City councilman, and he joins us tonight. Councilman, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I don't know if you've ever talked to Ben Carson. You probably don't agree with some of the things he says, but he couldn't be a nicer man, a more gentle person. You saw him during the debates. I mean, it's very hard to think of anyone being mad at Ben Carson. And yet Maxine Waters really is focused on him. What do you think that's about?
Well, one, in a case like this, for me, it was a case of don't learn who your heroes are, because Ben Carson was a hero of mine when I was younger. I know I speak for a lot of young black men who are disappointed to see where he is and his real ideology and policy. I wrote an op-ed that said that this man actually shouldn't be the head of HUD, and I believe he was only put there because he has some melanin in his skin. But I think the bigger issue around Trump...
Well, wait a second. Hold on, sir. That's an awful thing to say about somebody. Do you have any evidence for that?
There, for me, seemed no other reason to a man who was clearly unqualified, had no experience in housing at all whatsoever, and when you have the words urban in it, to put someone with some melanin in their skin, that was reason enough for me. I know you can disagree. The other issue...
No, it's not that I'm disagreeing. It's just that I'm challenging you because you're attacking his qualifications. You're calling him an affirmative action hire.
That is attacking his qualifications. His qualifications is clear that he had no qualifications for HUD.
No, but hold on.
Sure.
Oh, wait, slow down. Jack Kemp was HUD secretary. He had no background in housing. He was a fine housing secretary, but he was white, so you wouldn't have attacked him the way you're attacking Ben Carson.
No, I would,
what bothers me is you're attacking this man on the basis of his race, and that just seems unfair.
Because Ben Carson has also said that he doesn't agree with everything that HUD is actually supposed to do. And so with that and his background, he is wholly unqualified to be HUD and urban development.
So you have to agree with everything an agency does before you run it?
No, he doesn't agree with anything that HUD is supposed to do. He's actually...
Okay, well, why is that? I mean, is there something specific that you disagree with him on?
Yes.
In housing policy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, one, he said poverty is a choice. Two, he's trying to roll back the fair housing programs that were put underneath the previous administration. Just recently, he knocked down 40 buildings, public housing buildings in Illinois, and put 400 people into homelessness. He has talked about the policies of HUD specifically and said he doesn't agree with them. He's had no experience in this field. He is a brilliant surgeon. I'm sure he's a wonderful father. But being put where the word urban is seemed to me very clear why. And I think...
But hold on, but you don't know that. And I guess, I mean, it just seems so unfair. It's sort of the way Clarence Thomas was treated when he went to the Supreme Court. I mean, there are lots of people in the Supreme Court...
Clarence Thomas was an attorney.
He was attacked... No, he was attacked because he was black by African-American leaders who said it's...
Thomas was an attorney.
Yeah, but hold on. There's nobody more hated than Clarence Thomas because he was seen as a traitor somehow.
But what I'm going to say about the Maxine Waters thing, which was the original, the Maxine Waters question, which is the original question, for me, where we are in this country, we have to be honest. And to me, the Trump administration, particularly much of the conservative agenda, we have to ask why people who believe neo-Nazism, why people who believe in supremacy support those agendas, support those ideologies, support those policies. And Ben Carson is a part of those who support it. And it is a problem. And
wait, so is Ben Carson a white supremacist too now?
No, I believe he and many others around Trump support the same things that supremacists and Nazis support. That is clear.
Is that Ben Carson's fault? I mean, maybe he sincerely believes what he believes. Why are you trying to tar him with white supremacy?
That's fine. Then we just have to acknowledge, as long as we're acknowledging that the Nazis and the supremacists believe them as well because of their exclusive policies and who they're going to exclude and who they're going to hurt.
Do you know what McCarthyism was? That was smearing people unfairly with the beliefs of those they had nothing in common with. He would say,
no, but this is not unfair.
I would say, wait, hold on. No, but Jumaane, did you know, you're a vegetarian, so was Adolf Hitler. Just, are you a Nazi? I mean, that's like, it's
no.
insane.
What I said, and I made clear to say that there's the policies of the right oftentimes exclude people and keep them under oppression. And we've been saying that for quite some time.
Really?
That is why the Nazis and the supremacists support those views and support those policies. Lee Atwater in the 80s actually made it quite clear.
But let me just ask you a question.
Sure.
How many people were shot in Chicago last weekend? Hold on. 63 people were shot in Chicago. I think almost all of them African American. That Republicans didn't do that.
You want to talk about gun violence?
Nobody. Wait, hold on. Those are actual people.
I would love to talk about gun violence. Because gun violence kills more people than terrorism. But people who watch your show only focus on one thing. So if we want to talk about gun violence, we should. I would love to talk about gun violence.
But why is it? I just wonder why guns didn't do that. People picked up guns and shot other people.
I understand. What I said is gun violence.
But you never hear anybody mention
exponentially more people than terrorism.
Violence, it's people
killing other people. People who are using guns to perform violence.
That's fine, or knives or whatever. But they're harming each other. But you don't seem to care
Lee Atwater,
because you want to
Republican who
politicize
supported
everything.
Reagan, made it clear what they were saying. They were saying they can no longer use the N-word, so they have to talk about policies that hurt the black community. That was clear in the 80s, and we see it now.
Okay, I just wonder if anything that you're saying improves the lives of anyone.
Great.
Of anyone.
So now what we have to do is...
I'm
being sincere also.
Like
the reason I'm going to be sincere. The reason I'm saying it is because we need to be honest about what we're doing, so then we can move forward.
You need to scare the crap out of your constituents so they don't ask hard questions about why you're not making their lives better.
The question is, when we're honest about what's actually happening, then we can move forward.
Right. You represent a poverty-stricken, violent part of New York. But when people look, when your constituencies...
people who believe in exclusion. And what we have to do is knock that down.
You know what? I'm actually not for exclusion at all, in any way.
But I said you were a mouthpiece for it. I don't know what you believe. But I do know the policies
of immigration,
the policies of talking about Mexicans, the policies of talking about
I got it, all
Islam.
right. Change the subject again. Anyone who criticizes you as a racist. But I'm just saying it's pretty easy for politicians like you to say, don't ask questions about how your lives suck, just the white supremacists over here.
And so I'm very excited that history is going to exonerate people who are talking like me and frown upon people who are speaking like you.
Ooh, now I'm worried, Councilman. Probably should be, actually, considering the way the country is going.
No, but I'm talking to the people who watch your topic.
I get it. Thanks.